Hello everyone, I'm Jonathan, also known as the Medieval Genie. I've not been doing many videos recently, but that's just because I've been making stuff. So, first thing I made is this, sort of like a hunting knife type of thing. So it was based on one that I purchased, which was quite back-weighted because it had a heavy pommel and a heavy guard. And it also had a broader, thicker blade, so it was heavier, but yes, ironically, for being a lighter blade, this one cuts better, because it's not so back-weighted. It's got, as you can see if I start to drop it a bit, it's forward-weighted, despite the hand-forged guard that I made. This was made from an old Allen key, thick one, sort of micarta and brass pins for the handle, and an old file for the blade. So it's got a clip point, just like the hunting knife that I had. It is slightly longer, just ever so marginally longer than the hunting knife, but approximately the same length. It's got a fairly straight blade, which I'm quite proud of. It's not come out quite well. I'll show you from the tang. There's that, and then the other side. And here's the micarta handle. It was from a set of offcuts. I don't know exactly what type of micarta it's made from, but you can see the yellow and black flowing pattern, which is one of the reasons why I deliberately used brass pins to keep with that sort of yellow colour scheme. And when I make a sheath for it later, I'll try to get the most creamy yellow type of colour rather than some things like red or brown or that sort of thing. I think I might have to go for a creamy white, because that's the closest I've got at the moment. So that's that, and yeah, I like it. It obviously, with the guard, it thrusts better. It's got that forward balance, so it cuts better. Certainly very nimble. And it's just good. I'll probably carry this around as sort of camping, that kind of stuff. Very useful. And then there was the other blade I made. Now, I think out of perhaps a sense of irony or a sense of poetic horror, I will call this a broken back sax, because it was supposed to be a langseax, a sword. So it was going to be about this length, significantly longer than this, which is why, incidentally, it's got a thick spine, because it had a distal taper going on, so of course where it hits more like that kind of thickness, that was over here in a bit that's missing, so it hence lends itself to the chop. I don't know what the handle is made from. I think it's some sort of oak or something. It certainly isn't too coarse grained, and it doesn't split too badly. There are a few bits that were trying to crack and come off, so I deliberately had them proud so that I could grind them away, and then the good stuff was on the inside next to the actual tang. Brass pins, because I was going for the cheaper option rather than it being a deliberate choice. One of the things I like about this compared to machetes is sometimes if I'm in amongst, say, brambles and things, or I'm trying to avoid cutting a good, bush or something that I'm working around. Let's say there's a mixture between recently a holly bush and a smoke bush, and the smoke bush was growing too far out, and the holly I wanted to keep as is. With a machete, if I try to do those tight cuts rather than chopping, just sort of short cuts like that, with machetes, they tend to curve and glide around the bit, because the tips tend to, the furthest forward part is usually on the back of the blade, so it does this, and it kind of slips past rather than actually cutting. Whereas on this, the style of the sax, it does not do that. So of course, this part furthest forward on the tip is on the front of the blade, so hence when I do those short cuts, even though of course it doesn't cut as deeply as a proper chop, I can still successfully do a cut. So this makes it very handy compared to things like bill hooks or machetes and other such things. And there's a little bit of staining on the blade because I have recently used it, like I said, to cut one bush that was in the way of the other. So that's that. I hope you liked this and it was interesting. By the way, this was forged out of spring steel, EN42 most likely, from an old truck leaf spring. So that's that. I am trying to make again the sword that this broke So I've got another piece which is heavier, so I've actually already made it slightly longer than what this was. So I will just flatten it out and make it, not as thick and bulky, and I'll also make it so it has a broad blade by extending out the bevels. So that should make a good chopping blade, and I'm going to do a lot of grinding to it because it's too heavy. It's about 2 pounds in weight, and for the sort of short one-handed sword that it would make, it feels wrong. It feels too much like some sort of axe or a club or something, and I think this isn't how a sword should feel. So I'll have that grinding done, but I'll keep a fairly thick spine so it doesn't warp too much in the quench, and I'll try to be less aggressive in a quench. Also, I think there was a crack in the material, which is why actually on the tang of the new bit I actually had to cut a length of it off because it formed cracks immediately, and where the tip of the old one was is where the tang of the new one was, is. So that's possibly one of the reasons why it cracked and broke off, apart from the fact that I'm not great at blacksmithing and possibly did the quench too aggressively, had it too hot before I put it in the oil. Oil was cold, so I'll have hot oil. Yeah, so that should come out well. So in the next, let's say, month or something, or the next couple of weeks, hopefully by the end of this week, I will have a sword ready. So I won't just have this and this being what I've made. I'll have good stuff, a big sword, and you can see test cutting that's not yet again with my Latin machete, which takes up 90% of my test cutting videos, and it's probably a bit boring by now, especially since it doesn't thrust. So that's that. Goodbye.